In 2023, me and my girlfriend left England and we felt like it was for good. We never thought that we would return. After living in Spain, Albania, Thailand, and even visiting some other countries along the way, we felt like we got it all worked out. And we thought, this nomadic life, going from place to place, having no base, we felt like that was the case. And we felt like that's how we were going to live forever. But the thing that I want to say is this: never be afraid to start over. There comes a point in life in which you have to take a step back to take steps forward. And that's exactly what this year has been about. So this is the real message. Never be afraid to start again. And the reason I say start again is because, bro, at the start of the year, I was in Spain. Then I went to Thailand. I did that 3 month solo leveling, really fucking getting to know myself. And I realized that so many of the things that I'd been prioritizing, so many of the things that I've been putting importance on didn't fucking matter. And it was like I had to start over in my mind. So after some talks with my girlfriend, I said, listen, we need to really build up and build to the life we want, because don't get me wrong, like traveling around Southeast Asia and living that type of life is so fucking dope. Like, you'll never experience freedom like that unless you do it. And I think, actually, you should know, if you can see that it says live free, that's something I got when I was 17 years old. That's how much it means to me. Freedom has always been the goal. Anytime that there was a choice between more money or more freedom, I would always and will always choose more freedom. But it comes down to getting to know yourself truly. And once I got to know myself truly, and the same for my girlfriend, we knew that a life in Spain was really, in the short term, the only thing that we wanted. Now, as I said at the start of the video, sometimes you have to take a step back to take a step forward. And that was precisely what we did. If you know me on a personal level, or maybe just you've watched some of my videos, you'll know I was not fucking happy about coming back to England. But it was almost a prerequisite to earning the life that we wanted to earn, which was moving to Spain. And that's on a permanent basis. Now, obviously, there will still be travel in the future, but our direct intention is to go and live in Spain once again on a permanent basis, have that as our base, and then we can go where we want to go. But look, the real thing that's like applicable to you watching this now is this. In the start of 2025, I literally started over. I had one income stream. I didn't have anywhere to live in the UK, and me and my girl got that sorted, and then come back to England. And as you see from that first clip, the flat was empty, because when we moved, we had no intention of coming back to England. So we sold or gave away all of our furniture, all of our worldly possessions, and we literally had shit that would fit in a backpack, and off we went to Spain. Then we traveled around for 2 years, and then we've come back, and it's like, fuck, we got to start from scratch. And now we've got all this amazing stuff. Like, we've built an incredible home. And it's funny because this house is so nice and is fucking so perfect for us. And then we're just going to leave it all or get rid of it all again. But that just shows you can never be scared to start from scratch, because each time that you start over, you get something better. So look, let me give you a little snapshot or a snippet of how everything actually went. So April, I returned to England. I then really went in on content, and I was like, I need to get better at content, my own. And then I started getting booked by other people for video shoots. So did a few of those video shoots. Then I bought this book that absolutely changed my life, and I realized that I was putting way too much effort into things and I needed to just let it flow. So then once I'd got that base of understanding how to make content, how to create stuff that was actually really cool to watch and engaging for people, after that had been completed, I was like, okay, cool, now I'm just going to let everything come to me. And then one day I was working on the desk in the gym, and again, that was something that I was upset about. Don't get me wrong, I love this gym. The people there are like my family, but I just hate selling my time, and it's something that I now just absolutely refuse to do. I just will not sell my time. But at the time, it was, convenient for me to do so. I invested the money that I got from that into a whole new editing setup in my house, which I'm super grateful to myself that I did. Got some fucking dope ass tattoos. So, there were things that came of it that were very good. Now, the point I make is this: that one day I was on the desk and there was a man, Nick, he saw my content that I've made for some other coaches and IFBB pros. He approached me and asked me if I'd be interested in filming and traveling with him to do some pro shows. I said absolutely, and then that just really started to change the whole trajectory of my life because of two things. Number one, being around someone that's so successful, you can't help but change your internal frequency. And the book that I'd been reading, there was a lot that went into identity and mindset, in not even in such a conscious way, like you need to think like this, but just removing all these like limiting beliefs and fucking things that really hold you back. And once I'd removed those, and then I saw absolute abundance with my own eyes, and I'm a part of this, and I'm thinking, okay, life can actually be like this is incredible. And then I really started to just double down on allowing things to come to me, and just no excess potential, no effort, just allowing things to flow. And now I will say my life is easily the best it's ever been, the easiest it's ever been, the most disciplined, the most locked in, but also with the least effort, if that can make any sense to you. It's like I stopped fighting and I just allowed myself to receive. And that's been the biggest blessing of 2025. And it's funny because it was the year of the snake. I did not know this until this morning. And the one tattoo that I got in 2025 was a cobra that takes up the entirety of my right shin, which is fucking crazy, because the year of the snake is basically about shedding things that don't serve you, and shedding like an old skin. And I feel like this the exact thing that's happened. So to summarize, allow yourself the freedom to allow yourself the freedom to choose a life that suits you better, and don't let anyone else define you. That was one of the biggest takeaways for me from 2025, is I just stopped letting other people define me. And now it's something that I won't even allow it into my consciousness. Someone can think whatever they want about me, and this often goes for friends and family. They'll try and put you in this box, oh yeah, Jackson's like this or Jackson's like that. But it's bro, even if you knew me 2 weeks ago, that does not mean you know me today. So allow yourself that freedom to just define yourself, and allow that to be a continuous evolution of you, Start over. It's probably the most refreshing thing I've ever done. And guess what? Now man's getting ready to move to Spain. So let's fucking go.